India is at a crucial stage in its efforts to become more sustainable. With plastic pollution increasing and awareness of environmental issues growing, the bioplastic industry is becoming a hopeful solution. For a long time, traditional plastics have been used in packaging, farming, and many everyday products. However, these plastics don't break down and cause long term damage. Bioplastics, on the other hand, are made from renewable resources like cornstarch, sugarcane, or wood fiber instead of oil. Some bioplastics can decompose naturally in compost, while others are made from plant based materials that have a smaller environmental impact. And this difference is driving a lot of innovation in the country. Hello, everyone. You're listening to Industry Wired Conversations, your front row seat to founder journeys, leadership insights, and the real stories behind how industries run. Now, every step from getting the raw materials to how the product is disposed of matters, and good composting systems are key to make sure bioplastics really help the environment. Let's welcome Rajen Bhagyoday, founder at Greendot Biopak, which is a globally recognized material science sustainable packaging company enabling brands and converters to transition to certified compostable high performance solutions. Hi Rajen, how are you doing? Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah, thank you. I'm fine today.
Great, Rajen. I think in the introduction, we definitely, covered about why sustainability is becoming such a core discussion across each organization. But we are going to, explore a different angle today, considering the innovations and the products and solutions that Green Dot offers. So let's start by telling our listeners about your organization, Rajen, its specialization, and we would like to know more about it.
Yeah, Greendot Biopak Private Limited started in 2019, and before 2019, we have 4 years we have R&D for the different application, different properties. We have innovated some products, and we started 2019. We are manufacturer of the bioplastics products and paper coating products. We have two segments. So first is bioplastics. We are making carry bags, stretch films, ring films. So different application like garment bag, garbage bag, injection molding, thermoforming. So different application we are producing the granules and as well as the final products. And in paper products currently in the market, products is with the polyethylene coating on the paper. So paper with P coating which cannot compose and cannot repulpable. So we have innovate a new product with aqua-based coating which repulpable and also compostable. So it replaces paper cups, paper bowl, paper tubs, trays, food wrap paper. So all the box, fruit box, sweet box. So these replace the P and PFAS. We replace with the compostable solutions.
Thank you so much, Rajan, for that overview about Green Dot. And I'm really glad to understand how the company is contributing towards these sustainability endeavors and efforts towards, in India specifically. And I'm really glad to understand the overall vision of the company as well. Moving ahead, Rajan, the business landscape is exposed to perennial flux in this era, marked by rapid technological advancements and shifting societal dynamics. Enterprises risk obsolescence unless they adapt and transform to meet escalating customer and industry expectations, and the moral imperative for environmental sustainability while navigating the complex changes that define our world today. So, what inspired you to take this move towards sustainability? And how did you navigate this transition as a business leader?
Currently, the plastic waste is big problem because if these plastics is remaining in the landfill hundreds of years and cannot break down. So we focus on to replace the plastic with the same properties and same application. We have replaced the same all the products instead of plastic. So we had 8 to 10 years research and development. Still, we are developing new applications or new properties we are developing. So these sustainable and practical technology, which can, the same machine The main problem is the same machine we have used in our replacement of the bioplastic.
Thank you, Rajan. And of course, sustainability today is no longer just a compliance check box, but strategic shift in how businesses think, operate, and grow. And I think, however, with your research and development and the kind of applications that you're coming up, innovative applications, it's important how sustainability is evolving from being a responsibility to becoming a competitive advantage. Now, you spoke about plastics, right? Now, more and more plastic products are labeled as compostable, biodegradable, or ox-degradable or bio-based. However, plastics made from bio-based materials are not necessarily compostable or biodegradable. Moreover, plastics that do biodegrade can be made from fuel-based material. So, what is the difference between compostable and biodegradable? What happens to biodegradable and composable plastics when they are littered? Can such plastics be recycled? There are so many questions around these terms. So, what were the biggest challenges you faced in developing these composable materials that are equal to traditional plastics that we use?
The biggest challenge currently is the performance of plastic. So our product should be behave like a plastic with the strength wise, performance wise, and water resistant, oil resistant, yeah, strength or carrying capacity. And the same problem what the when you use the granules, it should be run in the existing machine. So that to match the challenge to that same machine, same blowing machine or same granules machine, it should be work on the existing setup. So that we have to match the properties and the runnability in the machine. So that was the biggest challenge. And we for achieve the properties, that was the biggest challenge. But now we already achieve all the parameters, all the properties as plastic.
That's great, Rajan. And I think when we talk about innovation, we shouldn't just be replacing materials, but rethinking the entire systems. And, I think what we need to understand is the sheer complexity that is involved in balancing the durability, cost, and scalability all at once. So it's not a one-dimensional problem, it's a multi-layered engineering and business challenge. And I think the journey from, innovating something in lab to real world application is far from straightforward. But it's these challenges, that drive some of the most exciting breakthroughs in sustainable materials today. Let's build on that. And, I think recycling is one approach to minimizing waste. But there are more options that protect soil, air, water from the tons of waste and even some of the toxic components. Materials that decompose or biodegrade in soil or in a landfill are already available. Some fibers can even biodegrade in marine water. What is good news as the laundering process suspending tiny fiber particles that flow into rivers and oceans. So, how do you ensure that your products are truly biodegradable in real world conditions and they don't contribute to landfill waste?
Products are certified for compostability and recyclability. We follow strict quality checks to ensure that they are safe for food use. They break down naturally within 120 to 180 days. The final output is nutrient-rich soil, no harmful residues, and reduce landfill and waste and support circular system. And to ensure that these products are really compostable, so we have take certificates from government body CPET and CPCB. They approved and they give the license. Moreover, we have take certificate from Europe that these are home compostable. Our products are industrial compostable or home compostable, but both we have certified from European body.
That is great, Rajan, and I think that is so important in terms of building products, especially sustainable products that with such certifications and strict quality control checks by some leading and regulatory institutions can ensure that your products are viable on actual on ground conditions and not just, in controlled environments. And because at the end of the day, a product is only as sustainable as its end of life impact. Because if they contribute eventually to some sort of waste, then I don't think there's any point in building a sustainable product, because the overall conversation around sustainability is that it shouldn't add to any of the environmental concerns that we are facing today. And I'm really, it's very encouraging to hear how you're addressing this gap between the promise and a reality. So, Raj, in your response, you mentioned about home compostable. So, what does home compostable actually mean?
Now the compostable, there is a two type of compostable. One is home compostable, one is industrial compostable.
Hmm.
Industrial compostable is that you have to collect the waste or bags or anything you can collect and give the particular environment and temperature, like 55-degree temperature you give there. So this compostable site, that will it compost. But home compostable is the natural compostable. Backyard is called on a backyard compostable. It over the periods, well, within 1 year, it naturally compost. When we then this in landfill, water, worms, sunlight. So it start compostable, and it's called home compost. There is no any efforts to take compostability. So home compost is very critical and high formulation products. So this is home compostable.
Great. Thank you for that clarification, Rajan. And I think our listeners will now have a better idea about the differences between home compostable and industrial compostable. Moving ahead, I think Green Dot's products are 100% biocompostable, crafted from renewable cornstarch, and can transform into nutrient-rich hummus within 180 days, leaving zero harmful residues. So, can you help us explain the process? How do you transform this renewable cornstarch into 100% compostable materials, and which can, degrade into 180 days?
Yeah. We use cornstarch as a natural based material. It processed into granules using advanced technology. These granules are converted into strong, flexible packaging materials. Final products preform like a plastic but eco-friendly. So it fully breaks down into soil within 4 to 6 months.
Okay, that's nice. And I think, there's a shift that we are witnessing from a linear use and dispose model to a truly circular one, where materials actually return to earth without leaving behind any toxicity. And, the idea that something derived from renewable cornstarch can break into a nutrient-rich hummus within just 180 days is not just impressive, but a glimpse into what scalable sustainability could look like. Now, if you talk about the market size, the global compostable packaging market size was valued at around, $85 billion in 2025, and it is expected to grow to around $150 billion by 2034. I think the rising awareness regarding biodegradable methods is the key factor driving the growth of the market. So, apart from, awareness, what are certain factors that are driving the rapid adoption of compostable solutions across industries and as well as international markets?
Yes, with at least 3 to 5 years, the demand of sustainable products are increased a lot. Government are bringing strict rules of plastic usage, and at the same time, consumer awareness are also growing. Many companies we want that eco-friendly alternatives. These combined push driving adoption across industries and global markets. So every company had just set a goal. So this like 1 in 2 years, within 25 years, they will reduce this much of percentage plastic. Some had started 100% in 2030. Some in 28 we reduced 50%. So now every companies are setting that goal to replace plastic. So this is the very good market driven to more percentage to convert to plastic to compostable.
Right, Rajan. I think governments and regulatory bodies are playing an important role and stepping in, which is accelerating the adoption, by ensuring strict rules and guidelines. And alongside that, companies are also realizing that compostable solutions aren't just about sustainability, but They are about future proofing our operations and staying relevant in a rapidly changing global market. And I think, we need a very strong collaboration, not just, across industries and policymakers and government bodies, and of course, innovators, because it's all stakeholders in priority to ensure we are moving towards our net zero commitments as well.
And I want to add something.
Sure.
In India now switching to compostable, but in Europe they are far ahead. They are already adopt compostable now. In UK and Europe they are switching to bio-based compostable, and moreover bio-based. It should be bio-based, 100% bio-based. So we are also matched the requirement, and we so many giant corporate Horeca industries we have supplying to them. They require compostable. Moreover, it should be raw material also a bio-based. So they are far from us, but their focus is now all the products should be bio-based.
Right, Rajan. And I think, of course, international markets are ahead of India when we talk about, compostable solutions and bio-based products. Because I think, of course, India is also, coming up and we are lagging behind. But I think with more awareness and with individual commitments towards, ensuring that we are not harming the environment will also play an important role. Because while people are aware, their individual steps, and efforts are still lacking. And I think that is a one area we need to be concerned about, that how we can change the individual mindset. So, of course, when you talk about, mindset shift, when we're talking about sustainability, I think it is not, the path is not very direct. It is often filled with twists and turns and even occasional bump in the roads. And like I discussed, to navigate all these challenges, organizations need to be more collaborative and data driven and take informed decisions to prioritize sustainability into each aspect of their operations. So, reflecting on the journey, on your journey, Rajan, of your company, what mindset shift is required for organizations to truly commit to sustainable materials?
Yes, company need to think beyond short-term profit, but sustainability should be part of their core strategy. They must choose materials that are safe and 100% compostable. It is important to take real responsibility for environment. Even small changes today can create a big impact over the time. Currently, the compostable products are costly than plastic, but when the production is growing, its price are also reducing. So I think companies now adopting have to adopt more and more to replace the plastic.
Right, Rajan. And like you mentioned, organization shouldn't treat sustainability just as one of their CSR initiative, and it should be actually embedded into their core business strategy. So here it's, you're not just switching materials, you have to rethink the value creation altogether. And you need to shift from the short-term profit efficiency to long-term resilience and accountability. Because when these organizations start viewing sustainable materials not just as an expense, but an investment in brand equity and, future proofing their operations, the entire scenario changes the entire game scenario altogether. And of course, a lot of things need to come into picture, that you need to have a cultural and strategic transformation, and you need to have certain plans and procedures in place to lead the next wave of sustainable growth. Great, Rajan. I think the materials revolution is here, and it is fundamentally reshaping how we should think about manufacturing or consumption and environmental stewardship. As we stand at the intersection of technological innovation and environmental necessity, next generation sustainable materials are emerging as a cornerstone of a circular economy. So, what does your future roadmap look like in terms of research and development or next generation biodegradable materials?
We are investing in new materials like nanocellulose, nanolignin, nanoclay to improve packaging and performance. In 2024, we introduced a new solution for using technology. These materials help block resistant air, oil, odor, for more effectively. So we are also planning to global expansion for 3-4 regions. These products are we have flexible packaging. Currently, like potato wafer or any you can see in the market, there is a lamination flexible packaging. We have developed a paper packaging which at the same properties is called OTR and WVTR, the moisture resistant and air resistant. So the product is same intake in the packaging, the same properties like a plastic. So this plastic lamination is not recyclable, not repulpable, nothing. So it is same remaining in the landfill. So these we have replaced this lamination. The future products within coming months we introduce new sugar, salt, potato wafer, snacks, sweeteners, all the paper packaging replaced with the lamination. It's the same properties and same shelf life of the product. So our future planning is to replace lamination with the paper.
That sounds exciting, Rajan. And I think, the conversion of biological manufacturing and with the right support, India can not only satisfy its own needs, but also become a major supplier of eco-friendly materials worldwide. And this part needs everyone's efforts, governments, businesses, consumers, to build a cleaner and a more sustainable future. Thank you so much, Rajan, for being on a podcast today and helping us understand about the biodegradable industry, compostable solutions, how your products are contributing towards the larger impact of sustainability. And by working with biological processes rather than against them, next generation sustainable materials offer the promise of a truly sustainable future where human activity enhances rather than degrades the natural world. Thank you so much, Rajan, for your insights. It was lovely chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. So, this is for our listeners. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion around sustainability, compostable solutions, biodegradable solutions, and how advanced technologies and more innovative biological manufacturing is creating unprecedented opportunities for material innovation. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes, and you can view all our previous episodes on Spotify and other leading platforms. Thank you so much.